privilege this evening to introduce the president of Wallace State Community College, Dr. Wallace. Our Dean of Applied Technologies, Mr. Jimmy Hodges. Judge Gregory Nicholas. Founder and Director of Hope House Ministries, Brother Bud Jones. And last but certainly not least, Mrs. Carolyn Odin from the Odin family. We welcome you. We want to thank all of our special guests for being with us this evening. It is because of you that the Adult Ed program is the success that it is, and your support is appreciated sincerely. One of our most important elements of the adult education program are our teachers, and I will tell you, I'm Cynthia Arrington, Director of Adult Ed. I forgot to introduce myself. One of the most important elements of the adult our instructors. Our instructors work really hard. If y'all would stand, please. Maybe all over the room. I don't know where you are. But you guys work really hard day and night to make sure that a day like this can happen, and we really, really, really appreciate it. On the printed program, we've also have a special thanks to all of the people who provided space for us to come in and to teach our classes, but just to offer support. So please, let's thank them as well. Graduates, tonight you will receive your diplomas. So special treat because you've worked really hard. Please go out, further your lives, but also make sure that you tell others to do the same. Brother Bud, if you would come, please, and lead us into the invocation. And I will tell you, I was sitting out there last year, and I remember that they said that Brother Bud was going to turn 80 last year. I'm in adult ed, so I know it's been a year. So he tells me in 3 weeks he'll be 81. And Hope House Ministries has supported adult ed for the last 16 years, and we really thank him for that. Yes, sir, please.
So good to be here. I'm honored to have a part of this and to be a part. Just before we pray tonight, I would like to tell this class, about 10 years ago, I had a young man that came to me, dropped out of school at 14 years old, had been in prison, had 14 felony charges against him. And we worked with him for a couple of years, and the judge, he done so well, the judge dismissed those cases. Of course, he had to work with me. That was penalty enough, I guess. That might have been cruel and unusual punishment. But Dr. Vicky worked with me. We got him a scholarship over here, and they said he was unteachable. Well, he graduated with a 4.0 average. Tonight, he has a business of his own, working 10 people, a lovely wife, and a beautiful 5-year-old son. So you can go from here tonight and just do whatever your heart's desire if you'll set your heart on it. Shall we pray? Father, thank you for this honor and this privilege. Thank you for your love and mercy and grace. Help us to know, Lord, that if we will try, you will bless us. You promised us you would. And so we just thank you for this class. We ask you to bless them, bless their families, bless this school and the leadership. Lord, it's doing great things in this evil world in which we live, to make lives better, to change lives, and to help families come together. So we're so grateful, so appreciative, and so blessed to have this school in our area. We pray now that this tonight will encourage encourage somebody. And they will go forth from here, and they will do the same things that many others have done. They'll be turnaround in their community. They'll be a blessing to those that surround them and encourage others. We ask your blessings on all that's done and said in this house, and in your name we pray. Amen.
Amen.
Thank you, Brother Bud. That was beautiful, and thank you for that story. It's so encouraging and inspirational to us tonight. And I want to say welcome to Wallace State Community College. We're so delighted to have you here with us for this important occasion. To the family and friends who come here tonight to support these graduates, I want to say a very personal and a very sincere thank you on their behalf for you being here. You can't possibly begin to really understand how it feels in their hearts for them to look at your faces tonight in the audience as you support them in this very important recognition ceremony. Because, you know, tonight is about recognizing the achievement of a dream deferred.
Yes.
You know, because life happens. It happens to all of us. But, you know, graduates, the one thing that you've demonstrated tonight is that you will not give up on a dream, and that you have what it takes to persevere, to be successful. And that's what employers look for in new employees. So I want to congratulate you for not giving up on that dream, and knowing that tonight is just the beginning of another door that has opened to you, because from here you step into the next place. The next place is, hopefully, that you'll come to Wallace State Community College as our next entering student body, because it's here that you can get the training and the education that can lift you into the future. We had graduation for our other college degree recipients last Friday night. We had 700 graduates, a full Coliseum full of families and friends just like this. And I asked a group of graduates to stand up and be recognized that night. And then I asked them to raise their hand as to how many of them already had jobs. Probably 90% of the hands in that particular group of students raised their hands that they already had jobs. And Wallace State is third in the state of Alabama for the earnings that our graduates make when they go into the workforce. So tonight I congratulate you, but I'm extending a very sincere invitation to you because I want you as a student here. Congratulations to you tonight. And Ms. Arrington reminded me of my next duty. And I'm glad she did that. I have the wonderful privilege of introducing your commencement speaker to you tonight. Coleman County Circuit Court Judge Greg Nicholas is a Coleman County native. He is married to Rita Peterson Nicholas, and they have 2 children. Nick is 18, and he's a freshman at Wallace State. And Elizabeth is 12, and she's a 7th grader at the middle school. After graduating from Good Hope High School, Judge Nicholas attended Wallace State Community College before he transferred on to the University of Alabama, where he graduated with a Bachelor of Arts degree in History and Political Science. In 1985, Judge Nicholas received his Juris Doctor degree from the University of Alabama School of Law, and he was admitted to practice law in the state of Alabama later that same year. After graduating from law school, Judge Nicholas served as a law clerk for the Alabama Court of Criminal Appeals in Montgomery before coming back home to begin a law practice here. While a practicing attorney, Judge Nicholas served as Special Assistant Attorney General for the state of Alabama, Assistant District Attorney, Special Municipal Judge for the City of Coleman and the City of Hanceville, Special Coleman County Probate Judge, Administrative Law Judge hearing cases involving the Alabama Department of Environmental Management, and so on. Governor Bob Riley appointed Judge Nicholas to serve as Coleman County District Court Judge. In 2008, Judge Nicholas was elected to serve a full 6-year term as Coleman County District Court Judge, Place 2. While serving as District Court Judge, Judge Nicholas was chosen the 2008 Judge of the Year for the state of Alabama. On April 26, 2011, Judge Nicholas was appointed by Governor Robert Bentley to replace retiring Coleman County Judge Frank Bruner. In 2012, Judge Nicholas was elected to a full term as Circuit Court Judge, Place 1, and he has served as presiding judge for the 32nd Judicial Circuit since January of 2013. Judge Nicholas is very actively involved in his community, and he has a strong, lifelong commitment to public service. And I could go on, but he is truly a public servant, a gifted speaker, and a Wallace State Community College alumnus. So please welcome Judge Greg Nicholas.
All right. How is everybody? Good, good. It really was a pleasure when I got the invitation to come to Wallace State. As Dr. Karlovic said after that very kind introduction, I am an alumnus and a proud alumnus of Wallace State. I try to get back as often as I can, and they let me come back often, so I appreciate the invitation. They're very kind to me. But it's been actually 40 years this year since I first enrolled as a freshman at Wallace State. Now that time has passed by quickly in many ways, and when you all get my age, you're going to look back and probably think the same thing. I will say this, as a proud alumnus of Wallace State, during that 40-year period, I've seen this college make strides. I was talking with Dr. Karlovic earlier. It's an impressive building that we see on campus, all over campus. But what's really impressive is not the brick and mortar, it's what they're doing at this college. And you all are about to be a part of that. And I want to commend you for that, because this college over the last 40 years, really over the last 50 years, I guess now, has not only made a positive change in our community in Coleman and surrounding areas, but it's transformed lives. And that's what it's really about, is transforming lives. And they didn't just transform my life, they've done thousands of lives. And you all are going to be testament to that as well after tonight. And I consider you all, after going through this program, to be part of the Wallace State family as well. And I do encourage you to consider what Dr. Karlovic suggested about continuing your education. But tonight I'm going to go ahead and share with you my story a little bit, and I'm going to talk about some of the things that commencement speakers have talked about for as long as there have been commencement speeches. But I would like to tell you about some of the memories that I have of Wallace State, and I have many of them, but in particular I want to share one memory with you because I think it's relevant to tonight's graduation. As a teenager, I sat in an auditorium on this campus and watched my mother receive her GED. Now that was a special moment for our family, and as I look around the auditorium, I see we have so many other family members that are also present. Now she, like you, had unique life circumstances that led to her not being able to graduate from high school. She always planned to go back in her 20s, but life sometimes gets in the way of your plans. So she found herself a single mother raising 2 kids. She worked 1 full-time job and 2 part-time jobs. I remember her coming in at night just dog-tired, doing the best she could. We lived in a small mobile home next to my grandparents, and they provided the help that they could, but really there just wasn't enough time for her to pursue her educational goals to get her GED. But finally in her 30s, she was able to go back, and she signed up for the GED program right here at Wallace, as you all have done. Now, like all of you, she did more than just hope for a better life. Because everybody has hopes for a better life. Everybody has hopes of being successful. If all it took to succeed in life was hopes and dreams, then really everybody would be successful. But it takes more. Desire is easy. It requires no hard work. It requires no discipline, and it requires no sacrifice. We live in an age where people tend to be impatient. They want rewards immediately. They don't want to put forth the effort. Delayed gratification is a difficult concept for most people. Perhaps some of you have heard about the University of Stanford study that was done several years ago that illustrates the point. The study group consisted of children who ranged in ages from 4 to 6. Researchers brought each child separately into a room and then placed their favorite treat, such as a cookie, on the table in front of the child. And they explained to the child that you can eat this one cookie right now, or if you want to wait 15 minutes, we're going to bring you a second cookie back. So the researchers left the room, and they had set up hidden cameras in the room to record what transpired next. And the results were pretty entertaining. Some of the kids, as you can imagine, as soon as the researchers left the room, they immediately grabbed the cookie. Anybody here have 4 or 6-year-old kids? Probably some of you do, right? So yeah, I see some out there in the audience. So you know what I'm talking about. That's pretty tough, isn't it, for a 4 to 6-year-old child to resist the cookie? But some of the kids just couldn't do it. They immediately grabbed the cookie. Others of them were a little bit stronger willed, so they did their very best to resist eating that cookie that was right in front of them. And if you watch the video, you'll see kids kicking chairs and squirming uncomfortably, just trying to do whatever they could to take their mind off of that cookie that was right there. You'd even see some of the kids close their eyes or turn their chairs completely around so they didn't have to look at the cookie that was right there, hoping that maybe if they didn't see it, they wouldn't give in to temptation. But of course, many of those kids did give in to temptation. They couldn't wait the 15 minutes, and they ate their cookie. And yes, a few of them actually did make it to the 15-minute mark, and the researcher brought back their additional cookie. Well, that study shows what we all know to be true, that people don't like to wait for rewards. But we also know that the best things in life usually take time. There's no shortcuts to success. Each graduate here tonight realized that, and you did your part to earn your GED. You wanted a better future. So you enrolled in the program here at Wallace, you went to the classes, you studied, you did the work, and you passed the test. Now, there were dozens of excuses that you could have made for either not enrolling in the program to begin with or for dropping out of the program. But you didn't give up. You showed self-discipline to do the difficult things for a short while so the rest of your life would be better. So tonight, you all have earned your 2 cookies. You've actually earned a lot more than 2 cookies, because on average, a person with a GED or a high school diploma will earn an extra $9,000 each year. That's a lot of money. When you think about it, in exchange for your sacrifice, you will make almost $250,000 extra just because you have your high school diploma or GED. That's even if you don't go any further. Obviously, if you pursue your education or training elsewhere, that number goes up even more. That buys a lot of cookies. So I hope every time that from here on out you eat a cookie, you'll think about the benefits of delayed gratification. Now, I know all of you have worked so hard and so diligently to get to this point, and you deserve a lot of credit. But if we're completely honest with ourselves, rarely, if ever, do we reach our goals based solely on our own efforts. Really, there's no such thing as a self-made man or woman. That's a myth. People that think that way have succumbed to pride and arrogance and ignore the contributions that other people have made to their success. No matter how hard you've worked, you could not have achieved your personal goals without some help from other people. Your family members have undoubtedly provided what help they could. At the very least, they provided encouragement. And certainly, these individual instructors that are here, one of which was my high school teacher at Good Hope, they spent a lot of time with you. And they have contributed to your success. And I commend you for that, ladies. I don't see any gentlemen here, but I do commend you for that. I understand you don't become teachers to become wealthy. But you are making a difference in people's lives, and you certainly have made a difference in these graduates' lives. So I do appreciate you, and I know they do as well. Graduates, tonight you are at the end of one chapter in your lives, and you're beginning another. You're shortly coming to a new crossroads, and you all must decide which step you will take next. Now, for decades, the conventional wisdom was the best way for you to succeed was to enroll and obtain a 4-year college degree. At one time, there was even a stigma attached to vocational training. People employed in trades or manufacturing were viewed by some as not quite as smart or successful as someone with a 4-year college degree. Thankfully, that type of backward thinking has changed. The world economy is diverse, and it needs people with many different skill sets. Our society has come to realize that a 4-year college degree is not the only path to success. Each person has been given his or her own unique talents, interests, and learning styles. Every career has worth, and there is dignity in every job that is well done. There are many different roads to success, and each person here should choose the road that works best for you. The world needs people with academic degrees such as doctors and nurses, architects and teachers. But the world also needs people that can fix things when they break down, manufacture products to sell at home and abroad, and it needs skilled craftsmen who can create works of art. People that work with their hands and earn a living by the sweat of their brow can be just as smart, just as successful, and just as capable as someone that sits at an air-conditioned office with a wall full of degrees from prestigious universities. But while there is more than a single pathway to success, one thing is certain. In today's increasingly complex and specialized economy, some type of education and training remains critical to competing for the best-paying jobs. So as Dr. Karlovic said earlier, I do encourage you to prepare for the future by continuing your education, either vocationally or otherwise. Whichever path you choose to take, I wish each of you a successful future. Of course, there's many different opinions as to what success means. For some, success may mean making lots of money. For others, it may mean having a position of influence or prestige. I would respectfully suggest to you that none of these are really very good metrics for judging success. I don't believe a person can be called successful in life if they're not happy. And I have met many wealthy people with thriving businesses, with enormous influence and great social status who are miserable. I would not call them successful. Now, to be sure, everybody needs enough money to provide for the necessities of life and a few luxuries. It's difficult to be happy if you're worrying about whether there's enough money to pay this month's electric bill. I've been there, by the way. It's not fun. But so long as you make enough money to provide for you and your family, having a ton of money in some bank account won't make you happy. Real success comes from finding your purpose in life. I believe the reason we were all put on this planet is to help one another. Success in life is more about the relationships you build with people than about the possessions you accumulate or the social status that you achieve. The happiest people I know are those that have chosen a life of service. The real irony of serving others, of course, is that by helping other people, you help yourself most of all. Study after study has shown that people who volunteer their time to help the less fortunate have better overall health, they tend to live longer, and they tend to be far happier. I believe that Philippians 2:3 provides a useful life plan for us all. That verse says, "When you do things, do not let selfishness or pride be your guide. Instead, be humble and give more honor to others than to yourself. Do not be interested in only your own life, but be interested in the lives of other people." Now, I'm ashamed to tell you that I don't always live up to that standard. I sometimes act selfishly and pridefully. Unfortunately, because we're all flawed human beings, perfection is not possible. But we can all strive to do better, to overcome our baser instincts, and to try to get in touch with the better angels of our nature. I challenge each of you to do at least one selfless act each day, to provide encouragement to someone who needs it, to help someone that will likely never be able to return the favor, and where you can, do so anonymously without any expectation of praise or hope of reward. Graduates, the road ahead of you is exciting. It's full of endless possibilities. There will be highs and there will be lows. There will be days with great joy, and there will be dark and difficult days ahead. Life will sometimes be unfair. You can't always prevent bad things from happening, but you can control how you respond to them. When faced with adversity, you have two choices. You can complain and become bitter, using hardship as an excuse for failure. Or you can use adversity to make you a stronger person. You can either choose to let those events define who you are, or you can decide to overcome them. Ultimately, you're in control of your own life, because life setbacks are only failures if you don't try again. So as your life journey continues, don't be afraid to occasionally get out of your comfort zone, to take the road less traveled, to take calculated risk to achieve your individual life goals. And always, always try your best to enjoy the ride. Good luck, graduates, and may God bless each of you. Thank you.
And Brother Bud, if you would come. And present the Hope House Scholarship. After that, we'll have the Odin family and then Mr. Jimmy Hodges to present scholarships.
Thank you. What an honor it is to present this scholarship tonight, these two scholarships. And Judge, I really think you've missed your calling. I think you're a preacher instead of a judge. That was great.
Yes, it was.
I'm so proud of you and this class, and our director here mentioned my age. The reason that I'm still doing what I'm doing is because I enjoy helping young people through difficult places in their lives. And that's what the Hope House is about. That's the reason it was named that. We help thousands of young people with drug problems, comes through every year, and I do my best to know as many of them personally as I can, because that's what keeps me going. It soon will be 81. Tonight, Madison Lynette Tidwell receives this scholarship. Where is? Madison, it's a real privilege and an honor to be able to do this. I hope this will be a help to you to change your life, to make it a better life. And it's just a real delight to know that this might be able to help you have a fuller life and enjoy life even more.
Thank you.
God bless you. Our next scholarship is Nathan Michael Food. Is he here? Congratulations, Nathan. I hope this will help you to further your education, to help change your life in a way that will be everlasting, and that you will see somewhere down the road that because you was helped, you will help somebody else. Appreciate it. God bless you.
Tonight, we want to thank you, and I'd like to say thank you. We have presented this award for the past 12 years. We present it in honor of my husband and my son. It's called the Odin Award. And tonight, this award goes to Ashton Wisnett. And I'd like to say that he has been a diligent student. I got to get my second pair of eyes on. I'm kindly like getting a little bit younger. He has been a real diligent student. He has worked really hard, and he's always been there helping and working, and you did make it, and I want to say thank you so much for making it. So we're going to present this to him, and he's running a little bit late, but we're glad he made it tonight. And I'd like to say thank you for your diligent work, concern. I'd like to thank Ms. Wilma for helping Mrs. Odin while she was in Houston this past year, and she helped him, and I'd like to thank you so much.
Thank you, ma'am.
And continue your education.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you a lot. And thank you.
Well, hello, everybody. How are y'all? This is your night. This is the one you waited for. I wish there was some excitement in the house. Where's it at? Is this not the moment you've waited for your whole life? Sure it is. Obstacles have kept you from this night, but guess what? You're an overcomer. Every one of y'all are overcomers. Take your finger and point it at yourself and say, I'm an overcomer. I can't hear you. I can't hear you. One more time, I can't hear you. Guess what? You are an overcomer, and you have achieved success tonight. This is your night. You know what I see out there, Dr. Karlowicz? I see a couple of welders. I see some plumbers. I see some auto service technicians. I see some dental hygiene people. I see some nurses. What else do you see? I see some secretaries. I see some electricians.
I see lots of possibilities.
The future is bright and lots of possibilities. Whatever you want to do, guess what? You're proving tonight that you can do it. You're proving tonight that you've got what it takes to succeed. There's 3 P's to success. Did you know that? You got to have passion about something. Y'all were passionate about getting that GED, and I appreciate that. You were persistent. You were persistent. How many people told you that you could never do it, that you would never amount to anything? So every one of us had people tell us that. You know what? Dr. Karlowicz, you may not let me speak after this. I loved my daddy like nobody else on earth, but he used to aggravate me. How many of you daddies know how to aggravate your children? Yeah. And my daddy would aggravate me, and Brother Bud, I don't know how it was, but somehow or another it motivated me. Judge, you know what he would do when I would do something dumb? He'd say, dumb, dumb, dumb. Buy your books, send you to school, boy, you still dumb. But somehow or another I succeeded. And you know what? He knew that I would. And tonight's your night. Tonight is your night. That dream that you've had inside of you all of your life, this is the first step towards obtaining that dream. I need to see Mackenzie Dale Golden. This is an adult education scholarship. And Mackenzie, congratulations. I need to see Rebecca Michelle Lynn. This is also an adult ed committee selected scholarship. We're almost done, y'all. You're almost going to get to do those tassels. We're here in just a minute. Congratulations, Rebecca. I need to see Cassidy Cheyenne Carpenter. This is a $500 Future Foundation scholarship. Congratulations, Cassidy. I need to see Amanda Elizabeth Lemon. Did I say that right? Lehman? This is a $500 Future Foundation scholarship. Congratulations, Amanda.
Lemon, you said it
Okay,
right.
good. I need to see Monica Lynn Bates. Okay. Yeah. This is a $500 Future Foundation scholarship. Congratulations, Monica. Did I mention cosmetologist? I know I have to see some cosmetologists out there. I see Amy Moore back there in the back. Amy, you see these hands? You need to come and recruit them, okay? What about Isaac Brazos Carnegie? Come on, Mr. Isaac. This is a career and technical scholarship. Congratulations, Isaac. You hang on to that. Thanks, man. Congratulations. I need to hear one more round of excitement.
Brother Bud, I think maybe you got another preacher on the stage also. At this time, this is the time you've been waiting for. If you will follow the direction of our instructors and come to the stage.
Miss Arrington, I forgot to give them the third P.
Oh,
What did I say? What's the 3 P's of success? And what else? I didn't give you the third one. You know what the third one is? Presence. You're here tonight.
Alma Christina Barnes. Monica Lynn Bates. Rancello Roscoe Bell. Michael Lamar Scott Campbell. Isaac Brazos Carnegie. Cassidy Cheyenne Carpenter. Amanda Louise Carter. Emily Nicole Collier. Jillian Elise Culver. Megan Lachey Dawson. Jeremy Wayne Island. Woo! Elizabeth Eve Espedita Douglas. Hannah Alexis Farley. Landon R. Fraley. Nathan Michael Fuchs. Mackenzie Dale Golden. Nathan Zane Gray. Jessica Louise Griffin. Jared Colby Grissom. Amanda Elizabeth Lemon. Daniel Brian Lindsay. Yalasia Danielle Lucius. Rebecca Michelle Lynn. Maria Medina. Jeffrey Hunter Melvin. Damon Paul Meyer. Shelby Lynn Morrow. Gotcha. Opalinda Elizabeth Nall. Brandy Michelle Phillips. Hunter Lewis Sharp. Derek William Short. Lonnie Carol Simmons. Madison Lynette Tidwell. Tanya Jacqueline Venancio. Hillary Ann Watkins. Benjamin Michael Wells. Ashton Wisnot. Morgan Celeste Works. Haley Shay Young.
Graduates, would you please rise? And I want to say to all of you, you just brought tears to my eyes. Thank you for cheering them on. Graduates, congratulations to each of you. Gotten everybody back? Okay. Graduates, by the authority vested in me by the Alabama Community College System Board of Trustees as president of Wallace State Community College, and upon your having completed all requirements for graduation as set forth by the Wallace State Community College catalog, and upon accepting the recommendation of the faculty, I am honored to confer upon each of you the high school equivalency diploma with all of the rights and privileges and responsibilities appertaining thereunto. Congratulations, and you may move your tassel from the right to the left to signify your graduated status. Graduates, you may be seated.
I told you you did it. All right. So we have a few folks that we would like to recognize right now. You know, adult education is a special field. All of these, as Judge said earlier, all these young ladies, and we have had some young men in the past, but what you do, as you very well know, changes lives on a daily basis. And I appreciate that so much, more than you will ever know. Thank you for serving these smiling faces right over here. There is a young lady in the crowd tonight that I would like to recognize. Carolyn Hendrix, would you mind coming to the stage, please? Miss Arrington and I and Dr. Karlowicz and the whole adult ed folks would like to recognize your 26 years of dedicated service to the Wallace State adult education program. She started when she was 2 years old. Congratulations. I love you, lady. Thank you.
Thank you.
You got any words you'd like to say? Okay. That's a hard-working lady right there. How many of y'all can agree with that? There's another hard-working lady in the crowd that I'd like to recognize, and this is Dr. Kelly Jones. Would you come to the stage, please, ma'am? If you don't know, Dr. Jones is our director of our Aniana Center, but before she filled that position, she was the adult education director, and we want to honor her for 12 years of dedicated service to the adult ed program.
That'd be great.
Thank you, girl.
Love you.
Love you. Congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you.
We have another young lady. What's up with all these women doing the hard work? Have another young lady that we'd like to recognize, but she happens not to be here tonight, but I certainly want to call her name. Her son is graduating from Holly Pond High School, and tonight is honors night, I believe is what that is. And that's my assistant, Jamie Robertson, and she is, this recognition is for her dedication and a living example of what adult education has the ability to positively influence a person's life.
Yes. We'll get it to you.
And then Judge Nicholas, if you don't mind, we'd like to offer you a certificate of appreciation for you speaking tonight. Thank you so much.